Hey, what's going on, guys? Sean Mike here, and I wanted to do a video like this because I realized that I've never actually made a trailer for my channel, which is crazy to think about. So I kind of wanted to introduce myself so I'm not just this random hip-hop artist just saying, hey, new song out, hey, new song out. Kind of tell my story a little bit, say hi to some people, because I do see some of the people who have been watching and commenting on, some of the recent drops, and I really do appreciate it. I appreciate that some of the new subscribers I've gotten recently. Seriously, your support means the world in such a flooded music industry, such a flooded market. That's why I kind of really just kind of try to focus on having fun, but grow at the same time. So a little bit about me though. I've been rapping for about 10 years now. I want to say a little bit more, about 5 years from a professional standpoint, 10 years just in general. I've been involved just in the world of music for basically my whole life, ever since I was a little kid. Grew up, played in an elementary school band, just fell in love with music, fell in love with playing it, fell in love with listening to it. And I always listened to a lot of rap on the side. Just some of the artists that I listened to just early on include artists like Nas, 50 Cent, Ludacris, Eminem, just to name a few. But I really listen to everything. I'm kind of a music nerd, really. I listen to almost every single genre you can think of. As far as hip hop though, how I really got involved in that is I had some friends who I met that were, kind of tapped in locally here in Lansing, Michigan in the music business, going to studios and recording their songs. And I started getting tapped in with them. I went to the studio and I recorded my first song. I was so nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But eventually I got comfortable, right? And I kept going back to the studio, back to the studio, back to the studio. And people kept saying, like, Sean, this is really good. And I'm like, thank you. And they're like, no, really, Sean, this is really good. Like, you should keep making music. So that's what I did. I kept going to the studio, making songs, and I love it. I've been doing it, like I said, for such a long time. And like every new song that I make is just an adventure. It's fun. It's a journey. It feels good. It's a great way to kind of get my message across and my beliefs and have fun while doing it. And I also get the message across to people who, really enjoy listening to it. People tell me they hear some of my songs and they say it makes them feel good. And the fact that I'm making people feel good makes me feel good. So it's like a win-win situation. But as far as like live performances, I do a lot of live performances here in Lansing, Michigan. A crazy story though. I grew up a really big Hobson fan, really into Hobson. And one time he was on tour, I think. He came out to Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is about 30, 40 minutes from Lansing. And me and a few friends, we drove out to Ann Arbor to see Hobson live. I was so excited, guys. And he pulled me up on stage, actually, to rap a song with him. My first time ever rapping on stage with one of my favorite artists in front of, I want to say, about 500, 700 people at the Blind Pig in Ann Arbor. Guys, I'm not going to lie. That was one of the greatest nights of my life. I want to say I was like 20, 21, I don't know. But, man, it was that night that really, like, energized me. It's like, I want to do this again. I like this feeling. I love the adrenaline of being on stage and rapping. So it's just a crazy story, just how I initially got on stage for the first time, and it happened to have been with Hobson. Again, one of my favorite artists just growing up. So, eventually I took that and I started writing music of my own. I started kind of getting more tapped in locally into the Lansing music scene here, and I started doing shows around here in Lansing. And I still love it to this day. I love the adrenaline of getting on stage. And it's just such a fun, good feeling, energy. People always tell me that I move a lot, which I know that's true. And a lot of it is just because I'm a man who has a lot of energy. I love the rhythm. I love just feeling the music, the beat. It's a good feeling. So that's kind of my story as far as like how I started performing live. And right now, kind of what I'm working on, I've released one album so far back in 2020 during the pandemic, titled Anxiety Sucks. 9 tracks, just talking about my life growing up, talking about anxiety, family, things like of that nature. And right now what I'm working on, and I'm releasing the songs in increments, is the EP titled Winning All Year. I've released 2 tracks, the title track 1 called Winning All Year, and then the second track I just released last week called No I Won't Go. So feel free to check that out. It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's all, on all streaming platforms. And if you like what you hear and you're interested in continuing to follow me on my musical voyage, you can continue to do so by subscribing, clicking that subscribe button. And you can check out my website, SeanMike517.com. I appreciate you guys listening. I'm looking forward to, bonding with you guys, chatting with you guys, and just discussing really anything. I like a lot of things. I'm really into sports, games, you name it. So it doesn't just have to be about music. Let's chat it up. So till next time, you guys have a good one. Peace.